This is a story of Wilson. Wait, no. Woody. Nah, I like Wilson more. This is a story of Wilson, where we survive 100 days of Don't Starve. Since I'm not good enough at Don't Starve to play 100 days straight, we are doing 100 total days of Don't Starve. I'll explain later. I wake up and get taunted by this tall fella who teleports away. What's his problem? So here's the gist of Don't Starve. It's a roguelike game, which means you're meant to lose. The longer you last, the more rewarded you are once you lose. My goal is to last as long as I can and survive 100 days total of Don't Starve, so write that down. Most of the day was learning the game and gathering random stuff. Not much happened. We found a hat, another hat, and some armor. Not bad so far. We also said hello to these cows and kept looking for gold. We need gold to make this crafting table. I got lucky and quickly found a respawn point as well, which will make this much easier for me in the future. But for now, we're looking for a home. I don't know why I was set on finding a home so quickly, but I need one. And my smooth brain demanded it. By the way, if you like the content, please be sure to subscribe. My crazy goal is to hit 5K before the end of the year, and I need your help to do that. We did a bit more walking and found a piggy king, and came upon a fishman pig fight. We decided to camp here because a lot of food was on the ground, and our new piggy friend, Justin, now lives with us. In the morning, it's back to walking to find flowers, but Justin didn't follow me. I was a little sad about that. My sanity is dropping low, so we need to keep picking flowers. In this game, every flower you pick raises your sanity level. If it gets too low, then weird shadow monsters will attack you. You'll find out later. That night, Wilson heard something. Oh god, here they are. Run! Piggy, help me! But thanks to Justin, our piggy friend, we took care of the doggies. We try to keep our distance, and the wolves attack Justin. Every so often, the game will send wild dogs to attack you. The longer you survive, the more wolves come. Don't worry though, I've got a plan for them. Then I use all of the picked flowers to make an umbrella. While holding it, the umbrella raises my sanity. Plus, it's very cute, so it's a win-win. The hunt for food continues. I have no real food source, so I ended up walking around eating raw berries. Clearly, this is a bad idea. At night, I work on my fence and had to chase away some random creepy hands. Now I have a real problem. And that's food. I needed a long-term plan, so I went back to where all those angry frogs are and laid some traps. I also set up a new base by the frogs, so I don't have to walk so far. Welcome to my new home. I'll be able to cook the frogs and have plenty of food. Also, this video was edited by a good friend, and if you like the content, please be sure to give it a like, because how else will we know we did a good job? The traps work like a charm, and I even use my new froggy friends to kill a nasty wolf. Very nice. But I have a new problem, and that's I don't know how to quickly raise my sanity. The more insane you are, the weird, creepy monsters will come out and haunt you. And that's what happened to me. So there goes my respawn. So with no extra life, I need to be very careful. And dying now means that I need to restart a new game. At least my sanity's restored. So we ate a ton of frog legs, because it's my only food source, and we started feasting on flowers to heal me. But looking back, eating all my flowers was a bad idea, because I've got a smooth brain. But at least the flower petals heal me. Then we chased away the shadow hands, and now we're back to my second base to get gold for a crafting table. Once we grab the gold from our old base, we head back home to make a crafting table. The rain! The rain! It never stops. Normally, I like the rain, but this rain makes me go insane, and we don't like that. At least we have the food figured out. However, we've got a bigger problem ahead of us, and that's winter and summer. When you start a fresh game, they plop you in either fall or spring, and you have about 20 days to prep for the harsh heat or the deep cold. At this point, I didn't know what season I was in, so I started prepping for winter. Then we head back to the cows and give them a shave. However, the cows need to be sleeping before you shave them, so I at least grab their poo to make that juicy farm. Back at base, we made a few farms, but I wanted to explore more, so we made some frog legs and hit the road north. Past the swamp, we run into these bees fighting robots, so I eat while watching the show. I don't even know what they drop, or the statue they're protecting, but it was fun to watch. During the night, the rain lasted the whole time. And come to find out, lightning can destroy everything I own. No! So I need to make a lightning rod, which means we need more gold. And I think there's some back at the old base. No! God. On the way, I figured it would be faster to run through these creepy birds' nests. Oh, by the way, these monsters exist. But they hated my presence and taught me a valuable lesson. And just a reminder, in this challenge, it's 100 days total. So in this next round, we're starting from day 18. Chat told me that there's another bearded character that I can unlock, and thanks to mods, we unlocked the Lumberjack with a terrible secret. So we pick Woody and start a new game. Each new character in Don't Starve comes with their own quirks that change the game. Wilson grows an epic beard. Woody turns into a werebeaver and has an axe that talks to him. We test out Woody because he's cool and looks like me. So Woody's dark secret is that every full moon he turns into a werebeaver. He also turns into one if you chop too many trees down consecutively. So we spent the night deforesting trees. I ended up just waiting around until the beaver form wore off. Once this wood meter drains, we turn back into a human. When I wake back up, my health, hunger, and sanity were all very low. And to help the vibe, I make a flower hat to raise that sanity. Like the umbrella, if you're wearing a flower hat, it will raise your sanity. While running around, the chat named my character Gordon, his beaver form Ramsey, and his talking axe. Spunky is not GoodBeard's biggest fan, or SGBF for short. And if you want to help name something, swing by my Kick. I stream all of my 100-day challenges live for anyone to join. And you know what? I'm probably streaming right now. As Ramsey the Beaver, we explore the island and learn a bunch of cool stuff. My goal is to make camp nearby a bunch of cows because they offer protection from wolves when they come, and tons of poop. But here's the problem as a beaver. I can't check my map. So I literally have no clue where I am. So we follow the coast. Apparently to stay as a beaver, we must eat wood. But while running, we go through a rocky desert with no wood in sight and turn back into a human. Then wolves start chasing me. All I want is cattle. We yearn for the cattle. And in the nick of time, the cattle saves us from the wolf. So we head back to our talking axe to begin anew with our cattle. However, I wasn't paying attention to our character's needs. When I arrived, I was starving and died of starvation and sanity and everything. So we start again as Gordon, aka Woody. Well, that was embarrassing, but lesson learned. Keep a sharp eye on that hunger bar and sanity. Well, also the health. Okay, all of it, you get my point. Instead of immediately turning into Ramsey the Beaver, I tested my luck with good old walking. I discovered a walking stick that turned me literally into the Flash. In the morning, we discover this Pig King, but we keep running. I know that the Pig King will trade you gold for random items you find in the game. I just don't know what they are. So I asked chat, and they didn't know either. So we run back and give him random things in my inventory. We figured out much later that he takes meats and other rare items. But for now, back to exploring. While running, we discover the herd. So close to the Piggy King. So we plop down camp and call it a home. While camping, the chat names the cows Appa and the Pig King Pinglin. Now that we have a base, we need to start growing, and that means we need more gold. So we look around and anger some bees, but no dice. While exploring, we find a respawn point right by our base. Now we have the king, the cows, and a respawn point all next to each other. Pretty good start. Now let's go find this gold. Took some doing, but we eventually found what we needed and ran home. After upgrading the base, the next thing on the list is, you guessed it, more gold for the lightning rod. I learned my lesson last time and will not lose my home again. But I stayed out too late and forgot to collect resources for a fire. So, well, that was a dumb way to die. And my body was so close to the base too. In my shame, I decided to stay close to the base and do random things. I was doing some prepping because I wanted to turn into a beaver to find the gold. I didn't want to repeat my mistake on my last long walkabout, so we make another chest and start building a lumber forest. And in the morning, we turn into Ramsey the Beaver. Come to find out, if you chop down too many trees, you may summon a tree guardian. Whoa! You coming to my house? What? What are you? It was a slow chase, and we tried to have the herd attack it, but apparently they like each other, so I just had to run away. I went back to the original plan to run around as a beaver and found this gnome location. While feeding on trees, we spawned another guardian. Oh my god. But I wanted to see if the beaver could beat it in a fight, and beaver be strong. The search continues for gold. Always gold. We do the usual beaver things, eat trees, gobble up some rocks, and after finally discovering gold, we need to wait around to turn into a human again. But I needed to time everything so it won't happen in the middle of the night. So while waiting, we killed some spiders. When we awake, I grabbed the gold and the gnome, as well as this box. Don't know what it does, but I do love boxes. Now home! So we get home and discover our friend the tree guardian is still there, and sell the gnome to the pig king, who rains love upon us. While organizing the base, a full moon forced me to turn into Ramsey the beaver. So since I'm a beaver, we kill the tree beard and run around for a bit. Some bad news is that my sanity has gotten too low, and that means that these rabbits have turned into monster rabbits, which means their meat is now monster meat, and we can't eat that. And all we need to do is raise my sanity. But something weird happened. I cooked a mandrake and ate it. Wait, what just happened? It refilled my hunger and health, but it forced me to sleep till the next day. Weird. And then we crafted a lightning rod. My home is now safe from the rain. After we've plucked a few flowers, the bunnies have returned to normal. I cooked a few of them and gave them to the Piggy King for that sweet gold. And here's the thing, maybe someone can help me in the comments, but for some weird reason, my sanity spiked to 95, and I have no idea why. We planted another farm and prepped for the alchemy bench. We waited out the night and chopped more trees, and finally crafted the alchemy bench, which is basically a fancier crafting table. In the morning, more dogs, but nothing the herd couldn't handle. And then we checked the traps. Man, the bunnies are evil again. Ugh. So an easy way to fix my sanity is to turn into a werebeaver. So I dropped off my inventory and waited around. We ended up running around the base and tidying up my area, and my axe was just yelling at me to come back. No, sweet thing. Then we set on another adventure for rocks, and we also needed charcoal. Further into the forest, we ran around and made camp near these pigs and fought some spiders. Unfortunately, while waiting for daytime, I added too much fuel to the fire and burned everything down. At least we have enough charcoal. I waited through the day to shave the beefalo because I was worried about winter. And come to find out, winter was a lot closer than we thought. Cows. Oh gosh! And my house got raided by these penguins. My house! Go away! And it got cold. So cold that I was losing sanity. And the shadows started to attack me. I tried to become a beaver, but it was too late. The cold, the shadows, it was too much. Effing chat for our brave, bearded warrior. It was really sad losing such a great location. We had the Piggy King, the herd, and a spawn location. Time to start over. We spawn in a new location right next to a gold mine, which is super nice. Literally, where was this last time? While wandering, I find another box and a gnome, and we spend the day mining and sleep it off. Further up and further in, we find a ton of carrots that turn out to be a farm for our favorite pig king. We kept exploring, hoping for new things, but no dice. So we camp and wait and wander into a family of tree guardians. I have no clue why there are so many here, but I'm glad they're not angry at me. And they did destroy the local robots. And come to find out, this box goes on a wooden platform. So thank you, Treants, for clearing the way. Then we used all of our earlier gold to make an official base. We head to the king and sell the gnome for more gold. And while wood chopping, we suddenly spawn a new tree guardian, and it sends its children to haunt me. I didn't even know that thing existed. But honestly, I'm feeling pretty good about this round. We've got lots of gold. With all that gold, we have a head start. Then we craft a thermal rock for winter because we need it. We do a bit of small chores around the house and wait until morning to get hay for the rain meter. I don't really know what it's for, but we have the resources to make it. So why not? Back to adventuring. We run around and find some more gold and gather some hay along the way. We also learn that this rock is a cover to a cave system. Cave system? I guess this will come in handy during the heavy rain, but ironically my home is right next to the cave cover, and I don't know why, but I can't help but feel impending doom about living next to a cave. I'm on to you, cave. Then we turn into a beaver and start exploring. It's time we learn where the good Lord put us.
The next day.
Still running, but we're following the edge of our map. Eventually I'll hit the other side. Right? So I came across a respawn point and waited around until I could use it, and then turned back into a beaver. And we found another! So we continued to run, and I decided to head home as a beaver. Life update. I ended up circling the whole map, but went the wrong way home. Home is here, and I am way up here. Remember, I can't look at my map as the beaver. When we got home, I learned that having a base near a cave makes my life very hard, as in bats. Lots of bats. There's bats in the game? Oh, and wolves wanted to show up as well, and I ended up having to run for my life. I tried to run towards the cows, but it was too late, so there goes a life. Also, while running, we found Chester. So let's call this a silver lining. When we woke up, I tried to grab a few things before going home, and this random frog chose violence. So let's head back to my body. At the herd, a wolf was guarding my dead body and chased me clear across the field. And since he was focused on Chester, he wouldn't attack the cows. Poor guy. What did Chester do to you? I ended up barely surviving and not having enough wood to survive the night. So there goes another life. It's amazing how quickly this game turns against you. Later, I walked back up and collected my stuff and grabbed this helmet, and now the cows think I'm one of them. So we took the wormhole to end up closer to the rock quarry and spend the night nearby, because in the morning, we're getting gold. So here's the thing. Things get way worse. I can't keep up with my food, my new home has spiders too close and chase me away, and when I'm finally ready to fight them as a beaver, I get lost running home. Classic smooth brain move. And when I arrive, the season turns to summer, which means it's scorching hot, and I have no clue how to survive the summer. I was overheated, and my plan was to turn into a beaver to fight the spiders, but things were not going my way. Skill issue, yes. But now we have a plan. GG, don't starve. GG. So here's the thing. Playing as Woody takes talent. Not a lot, but more than me. I was just relying too much on Woody's beaver form to save me, and it turned out to be my downfall. So we return back to Wilson. Good news, he grows an epic beard. Bad news, it's not Woody. We got lucky and found a respawn point immediately, as well as a forest, prairie rabbit fields, and a rock quarry. Nice spot. My new plan is simple. Let's get our home set up as quickly as possible and prep for the harsh seasons. Lucky for me, we spawned at the perfect area. So we focus here to make our home. We do the usual stuff and start heavily focusing on traps for the rabbits. I don't have a farm, but rabbits are consistent food. I think we need to start prepping for summer again because the days are getting longer, but honestly, I'm just guessing what's the next season. So of course, we make a fuzzy hat. Knowing that the wolves show up around day 6, I started to prep for the fight. I also checked my traps and made more food. Then we made a spear and a thermal stone. I was curious what the exothermic fire was, but it disappears. The wolf fight turned out to be pretty easy, and it was back to work. More bunnies, more wood, more of everything to get ready for winter. Or maybe summer. Who knows? Because the days are getting longer, I'm just assuming that summer's coming up. I was paying super close attention to my sanity, and I was always walking around with a flower umbrella. And we also made a sun hat. Very nice. Then I summoned another tree guardian. Oh no! These guys are very committed to their jobs, so I had to jump into the local wormhole and wait on the other side. I was hoping the tree guardian would just give up on fighting me, but like most trees, he has a long memory and wanted to hurt me, so I tried lighting it on fire, but that didn't work. As a joke, I started to plant saplings in front of the tree guardian, and it stopped chasing me. Well, that was a happy accident. However, he sat down in the middle of my base, sending a clear message that he's watching me. Message received, Tree Guardian. Assuming that summer is right around the corner, we start gathering resources for an endothermic fire. And luckily, we've also got my fancy sun hat. So I wanted to test if planting saplings in front of an angry Tree Guardian actually calms them down. I was actually able to lure him away from my base and relocate him to a new home. And now I can return to my tree farm in peace. Did you hear that? In the middle of the night, we hear the sound of the hounds. We also made another Tree Guardian mad, so I had to do a weird runaround to put my armor on and quickly put down the wolves chasing me. Since I can't get poop from cows, aka I don't know where they are, I settled on making a tent. There was lots of stuff that I flat out did not craft because I was so busy on surviving. To make a tent, we needed a few spider silk. So we're off to their home. While wandering, I find another grasslands, and it has so much cattle. The herd heard me. So instead, we spent all day with the cows and collected their poop, and ended up spending the night there. So after a long discussion with chat, we were able to learn that we're actually in the fall season, because I guess the rabbits leave during the spring. Now that we know what season we can properly prep for, it's time to get ready for winter. So we shaved some cows, grabbed some poop, made more farms, made another winter hat, and crafted another thermal stone. I also learned that you can use poop as fertilizer on your farms to make the food grow faster, so now we're looking for more seeds. Winter is close, and I'm hoping to live well more than one day. Thanks to Wilson's epic beard, a thermal stone, and this fuzzy hat, we're not only surviving winter, we are thriving! Did you hear that? Wolves! But thanks to the herd, they took care of them. I can't pick up the meat from the dead wolves because the cows have red butts, and when you see red butts, you stay away because they'll try to kill you. So we did other things, and we also learned that rabbits stick around during the winter, which I didn't know, which is why I made so many farms. So we gathered materials to make more rabbit traps, and I laid them all over the lot near our house. Then I realized I needed more spider webs, so we took an adventure north, but found nothing. We did come across some more seeds for the farm, and that's a big win. But I tried to fertilize the farms, and it didn't work. Apparently, nothing grows during the winter. Well, that makes sense. I somehow landed on my feet when it came to food. Our farms are useless, but we do have snow rabbits, so we hoard the seeds for the future. And we're always careful to keep a hot stone on us. We also need to find more spider web, but we'll get to that later. Winter is all about hunkering down. Well, at least for me. We focus on the basics. Check the rabbits, gather flowers, and we need more spider web to make another fuzzy hat. In the morning, we take an adventure south through our dense forest. While running, we were greeted by some very alpha penguins, and luckily we found a spider's nest right next to this pig guy's house, and he was kind enough to help me fight the spiders. So we have spider webs to make another winter hat, and headed back home. We check the rabbits and say hello to more deadly penguins popping up. We will survive winter, gosh darn diddly! And our next project is flowers, because I want to make a new umbrella to help my sanity. I am determined not to die, but it's getting way harder to find flowers in the cold. But luckily we found just enough for another umbrella. We also say hello to our new baby herd members and grab more poop. We always need that poop. In the evening, I laid a lot more fence for the base to make it seem more like a home. Then the dogs. But not to worry, we have the herd, and the dogs killed a few of the herd. One of the cows died. Oh my gosh. But they were distracted, so I took that chance to run home and swap out my heat rocks. I'm sure the cows are totally fine. And at night, I made a ham bat from our fallen herd mates. May they rest in peace. F in chat for our fallen herd mates. Now back to the winter usual. Flowers, rabbit. Flowers, rabbits, and we head back to the herd to kill the wolves. We even say hello to our local tree guardian. I also tried out cooking and made some meatballs. Thank goodness for the winter rabbits. Then we got lucky and found 3 flowers in a row and made another umbrella. Sanity will not be a problem for us. I hope. We run to the marble area because I want to make marble armor before the challenge is up. Apparently I could have done this much earlier because they didn't even bother me while I was mining. Then we checked the rabbits and started another meatball dish and got way more wood. And at night we had visitors.
The next morning.
Today was all about flowers. To keep my sanity up, we always need a flowery umbrella. Also, a few of my rabbit traps broke, so I'll need to repair those later. And while searching for flowers, we dance with the penguins. Guys. And at night, we planted more trees and made a new winter hat. Just in time. I need to start focusing on food. So we spent the day trying to get this one rabbit into a trap. It didn't work. Then we run around looking for berries, but no luck. I really need these rabbits to pull through. At night, we planted more trees and food was running low, and I was getting desperate. And that morning, the rabbits didn't show. I was scared of dying to the penguins, but I also didn't want to starve. So I took my ham bat and took on the local penguins. And come to find out, I am a literal tank and ended up clearing the whole place for food. And after the fight, I got lucky with a few extra rabbits. Just in time. It's good to know we can kill those things because as a group, penguins freak me out. It was on this day that I realized how close we are to actually finishing the winter. I couldn't find a boss or beat a pack of wolves on my own, but by Jove, I could beat winter. So we hunkered down a bit more and foraged for food, chopped some wood to survive 2 more days of winter. Flowers were a little hard to find, and we were forced to travel further and further from base. We found a few that raised our sanity, but it was enough to beat winter. And finally, I knew that winter was over because I was able to fertilize my farm. Winter is officially over, boys. And during the cold, the game wouldn't even let me. Winter is over. We did it. We beat the winter. It's silly, but I was proud to conquer the cold. There are massive monsters and caves and big old bosses, but beating the cold is a trophy I can hold high. As chat and I chanted 100 days, the journey came to a close. We went from barely surviving to thriving in this game, and we beat winter. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next 100 days. Bye-bye!